Issues of proportionality in terms of the rules of war are important. Issues of taking the appropriate precautions are important, and also distinguishing between combatants and civilians. And for those reasons, I do have very real concerns that our obligations in relation to international humanitarian law and the clear risk that our export and licensing regime requires government lawyers to assess and then ministers to act as a consequence might have been breached. And for those reasons, I'm being very, very clear. Publish the advice. The government says they can't publish the advice. They published the advice for bombing the Hutus because of the Red Sea just a few weeks ago. They published the advice in 2011. You can publish a summary of that advice. But if you're not going to publish the advice, at least come to the House of Commons and take questions, which is what David Cameron should be doing.
Well, the House of Commons has been in recess, so that wouldn't have been the case in the last couple of weeks. But on the issue, however, and we'll come to legal advice in a second, some of your colleagues say arms sales should be stopped now. They basically believe, as did many lawyers and academics and many viewers watching the programme, they think we've seen enough. You don't need to wait for the legal advice. Why are people like Sadiq Khan and Anna Sarwar wrong?
Because they are concerned like us, like I am. They have very real doubts. The former head of MI6 has very real doubts. 4 of our Supreme Court judges have very real doubts. They look at the scenes, 33,000 people dead, many of them women and children. Of course they've got concerns about proportionality, but the only person that can answer that is David Cameron, because he's the only person that's received advice. Apparently, he said he was about to receive advice at the beginning of March. It's weeks later. He was dodging questions from journalists this week. Come to the bar of the House of Commons when we return, answer those questions, but publish a summary of advice, because this is hugely important that the United Kingdom is not complicit at all in a breach of humanitarian international law.